All right, good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Rebecca Sweet here. It is Friday, January 9th, and it is right around this morning, 8:35 in the morning. So we're doing an update because today is a weather impact alert day, and it's going to carry on through tomorrow morning. Now, I'm not overly excited about the potential for severe weather. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has backed off on some of those chances. I still expect to see that we're going to have some impacts when it comes to heavy rain, gusty winds, potentially some flooding concerns. It's just going to be a soggy end to the week. So let's kind of dive into the details. Again, weather impact alert day in place for today, and then the first half of the day tomorrow. Rainfall totals have actually backed off a little bit as well, which is some great news. I still expect that most of us will see anywhere between 1 to 2 inches plus of rain. Some areas could see a little bit more, but again, I don't foresee that this rain is going to be as much of an issue as what models have been showing. Still some much needed moisture, but again, I don't want to downgrade it because I still want to keep the emphasis of like, hey, soggy, wet conditions. Make sure you're just using a little extra caution. So that's like the nice way of putting it. As we take a look at your weather headlines, we do have some gusty winds that will be possible today as well as tomorrow up into the higher elevations. We'll go to the second weather headline. This is going to show several rounds of showers and thunderstorms moving into the area both today and tomorrow with localized flooding possible. And then guess what? By Sunday, we do have winter-like temperatures that are going to be returning. What a bummer. I feel like it's been so nice into the start of January. Again, the time this morning is going to be right around 8:30. We do have some rain showers making their way into the region. Not a whole lot of thunderstorm activity. In fact, the biggest risk for seeing severe weather is off to our west, and that's kind of where we're still seeing a few rumbles of thunder, but it's kind of a low-end severe weather risk. Most of the severe weather that we do have across the region is going to be staying to our south, so more so into like Alabama, Mississippi. That's kind of an area that could potentially see some more active weather. A wind advisory is in effect until this is going to be in effect until 1 p.m. today. So that does include the higher elevations. We've had some wind gusts up to around 40 to 50 miles per hour, and that's going to be a possibility today. But it's these strong winds out of the south that have been allowing our temperatures to be nice and mild. So far, we just have a flood watch that's in effect until noon tomorrow. This includes Fentress and Cumberland counties, so that's going to be noon Central Time. And this is where we are highlighting the potential for some flooding. Check it out. Again, the Storm Prediction Center no longer has that risk for severe weather, including us here across East Tennessee for today. I had a hunch that this was going to happen. To be honest, when I was looking at some of our models, I was like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Most of the energy is to our south, so we're kind of losing a lot of that energy here locally. Tomorrow, however, we may see a few stronger storms, maybe up through about mid-morning. I'm going to be honest, my confidence level for tomorrow too has kind of like it's dropped just a little bit. But gusty winds, again, still a concern. Heavy rain going to be a big issue. And then this is kind of the big story as to why we have a weather impact alert day today in place. It's because of the potential for flooding. We have a level 1 and we have a level 2 risk in place for flooding concerns, especially into the far southern valley. This is also an area, might I add, that is in need of some rain considering drought-like conditions are in place. Quickly, let's do an update as to what we're seeing with those winds. Again, this is your current wind gusts this morning. We do have some winds anywhere between 30 to 40 miles per hour. And while the wind is a little bit more of an issue right now, it's not going to be that way all day. In fact, most of our models show a little bit of a break from the rain, the wind, as we go into the overnight hours. And then our next system slides in tomorrow morning. Could see some showers and thunderstorms. And then we trend much cooler on the backside of this system heading into your Sunday and Monday with that nice cool breeze coming out of the northwest. Ugh. Yeah, it's going to feel so much cooler as we go into the weekend. But I hate to say it because our average high is 48 degrees. So truly, we're just going to be feeling closer to average. Let me break down your futurecast on more of a local level, and you'll probably get the same kind of analysis that I have of like, okay, it's just some solid heavy rain, maybe a few embedded rumbles of thunder, but really it's just going to be more so some moderate to heavy rain pushing through the region. Drive with caution, again, when we haven't had rain for a while. It's always kind of tough when you get these heavier downpours that move in because sometimes folks just forget how to drive. Tonight, we'll see some lingering showers up into the higher elevations, but it does look like we should see a little bit of a lull in the rain up until early tomorrow morning. So overnight rain showers do arrive. And then this is your outlook heading into your Saturday. Again, I know that the Storm Prediction Center still has our region tomorrow under a level 1 risk for basically the areas right now highlighted in the heaviest rainfall. Excuse me. And while I do think that this is going to be more of an issue when it comes to the rainfall, again, I just don't think we have the right dynamics in place for us to see the possibility of severe weather. So don't be overly concerned about severe weather per se. I would be a little bit more concerned with just the amount of moisture that's going to be moving in. If you have not taken down your Christmas decorations yet, your outdoor ones, they're going to be a little soggy, so you're going to have to let them recover from the rain. So let's highlight a little bit more of your 3-day forecast. We do have a weather impact alert day in place today, and we're going to see this for the first half of your Saturday. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, remember those winds are going to be coming out of the northwest, and we should continue to dry out and see some quieter weather. Regionally, I think this gives us a really good outlook as to where the bigger emphasis for some of these stronger storms are at. You can see that the bigger emphasis is going to remain off to our west and then primarily off to our southwest. That is where the Storm Prediction Center has, again, that level 1 and the level 2 risk for seeing some stronger storms. It really looks like there's going to be a much better opportunity for some supercell activity to our south. There is the chance, though, this has not changed as of now, for flooding concerns. So flooding is going to be possible across East Tennessee with a lot of moisture moving into our region. And then so far, we've not seen a change to tomorrow's outlook when it comes to the Weather Prediction Center and the Storm Prediction Center, highlighting the potential for heavy rain and maybe a few strong storms. So let's kind of break down what's leading to this. We have a cold front that's been pushing through the region today. This frontal boundary is going to lift to the north. It's going to almost transition to more of a stationary front and then become a warm front, helping to lead the way of our next system tomorrow. So our next system arrives late tonight and into the early hours of your Saturday. So Saturday is going to start off pretty wet, and then we continue to see those breezier, cooler conditions. And on the backside of this system, for those of you who are like, where's the snow? It's January. We may see the better chance for perhaps a few flurries into the higher elevations moving into our region. Rainfall outlook. So this is a look at your, again, outlook just primarily today and tomorrow. Now, at one point, models were like, whoa, wham, bam, showing so much rain. Now I'd say there's a little bit more of a general emphasis of like widespread 1 to 2 inches of rain with pockets of isolated heavier and higher totals across some parts of East Tennessee, not everyone. A quick look at your 7-day forecast as we kind of wrap this up, and we'll be doing this throughout the day if needed. We'll have the radar loop again that's going to be streaming all day, but we'll do updates again as needed when we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. We do have a weather impact alert day in place both today and tomorrow, primarily with our biggest concern being flooding, and then we continue to see temperatures next week trending much cooler. Highs back into the 40s, closer to around average for this time of year, and we could be seeing another chance for some rain and maybe a little bit of a wintry mix by the end of this next work week. Hope you have a great day and drive safe on those wet roads.